AKAPAD, day 26 of the 31 Days of Dread. We have one of the greatest sequels of all time. Not only one of the greatest horror sequels of all time, but one of the greatest sequels ever. Dracula's Daughter, 1936. Let's go. And we're back, my AKAPADers. Welcome to the 31 Days of Dread. This is where, here on the podcast, AKAPAD's a film buff podcast. We do one horror movie a day for the entire month of October. And we're in day 26 now. We're winding it down. We have a abrupt theme because I had the Universal Horror on my list when I did my introduction episode 27 episodes ago. 27 drops ago, I did my introduction, and I kind of wanted to highlight at least some of the movies I was thinking about. And I said, look, we're going to make a return to Universal Horror. Last night, I watched Frankenstein Meets Wolfman. And I am completely blown away by the implications of that movie. See, it's been a few years since I watched any Universal Horror, because previously I watched them maybe year 2, maybe year 3 of the 31 Days of Dread. It's at least been 4 years. And this movie, Frankenstein Meets Wolfman, the curiosity's there. Like, what type of movie is this in the 30s? They're really essentially merging franchises here. They're merging properties. We're having a mashup Avengers level movie. And it immediately connects to Wolfman. It immediately connects to Frankenstein. The plot points run from Frankenstein into this. The work of Dr. Frankenstein is pivotal in this story. And the movie ends with everyone getting washed away when basically a water supply, the dame, gets bombed, washes away an entire castle, roll credits. I'm not even exaggerating. So to forward that, and thank you Peacock for having some of these movies available. I think Peacock, them being a Universal, a Universal company, Comcast Universal. I don't know why Peacock doesn't have the entire film library from 1931 all the way down to 1956. This is a cinematic franchise, people. But I really don't understand why they don't have this block of movies displayed, like available a certain way. So the one that really strikes me when it comes to just a level of curiosity and I need more of this is Dracula's Daughter, 1936. 1931 had the Bela Lugosi Dracula. This is a direct sequel. This might be one of the best sequels of all time. The plot is very simple. Van Helsing is on trial for murdering Dracula. Dracula's body disappears. This countess shows up, and she is of Dracula's kin. We have a little bit of a love affair. We have an interest of love. We have this investigation. We have familiar characters disappearing. We have familiar characters turning up hypnotized. Like all of these tropes, right? But these were not tropes back in this day. We're inventing here. All of these things you see in other horror movies. And Dracula's Daughter it's so interesting because you can kind of read this movie as her being possessed by Dracula's ghost or Dracula himself. Van Helsing, one of the debates in this movie is how can you have a trial for this man if he killed what was already dead. Very meta. Again, sounds like something from today's like one streaming drop or something, but it sounds like it's from one of today's movies. Yeah, and people, what we're seeing here really is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I know I was very brief and somewhat. I feel like yesterday's episode was very like panicked. But it's like even now, I just need more time to think about exactly what these implications are. I love the idea that in this movie, people are still trying to figure out what happened in the events of Dracula. People are still trying to figure out if Dracula is real or not. And we have all the events of Dracula bleeding into the real world. It is so interesting. The foresight, the level of writing, the imagination, the positioning of the story. And then we have a bunch of characters that we do care about. And this movie, as all of these movies, seem to end tragically. I don't know, people. Dracula's Daughter, I guess like the other movie that I'm now absolutely curious about is The Son of Dracula, 1943. So, yesterday we highlighted The House of Frankenstein and The House of Dracula. And then we get into this Abbott and Costello. Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, meet the Invisible Man, meet Creature from the Black Lagoon, 1948, 1951, 1954. 1955, Abbott and Costello meet the Mummy. To round out the Universal Horror era, we get Revenge of the Creature, and the Creature walks among us in 1956. And we're done with Universal Horror. It's insane that the parallel of these movies rolling into comedy with Abbott and Costello, self-mockery. It does parallel the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Phase 4, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, where these even Hawkeye, everything became funny and silly, and it's very interesting. It really is. So, I grew up my film buff lineage until we got this run of really good superhero sequels and Hollywood just really figuring out sequels. There was an era of few merits within sequels. So we always go back to the discussion in Scream, where the film students are discussing great sequels, and we get Terminator 2, we get Godfather, like all the usual suspects, Empire Strikes Back. And for a long time, this was the class, but always left out was this movie, and as a follow-up to the 1931 Dracula, who by this point, by 1936, Dracula was already legendary. Bela Lugosi was a selling point. This movie's been left out of every single sequel conversation I have ever heard. So, this is what the film buff is all about, people. We go deep. That's what she said. We love the analysis. We give it time. We give it thought. We give it research. And if I could watch more of these movies before discussing them with you, I would have. But there's nothing available as of like an easy way to get a hold of some of these. I'm going to do some research as of which ones matter, which one is, because even here on Wikipedia, we have the Universal Monsters, the Classic Collection, the Monster Collection, the Legacy Collection, the Central Collection, Complete Collection. And this is just how they were released. Like, even the Complete Collection leaves out Murders in the Rue Morgue. I know we have some Edgar Allan Poe, Island of Lost Souls. So not all of these movies are interconnected. Some of them are. And that's really what makes it a universe, because I do feel like a bit of the positioning for the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Kevin Feige has absolute standalone adventures and movies and ideas, and not everything being interconnected. I think that's a Follies game. AKAPAD here, the film buff. So next to her, tomorrow will be Casper, the Friendly Ghost. Yes, Casper. Christina Ricci, Steven Spielberg, Emblem Entertainment. Spielberg did not direct Casper. It's his production company. Universal, Emblem Entertainment, Casper, 1995. And then cycling right back to Peacock, dropping tonight at midnight, is Five Nights at Freddy's. And I have heard insane things about this movie. Can't wait. All right, guys. It gets a little depressing because we are wrapping it up. And I still want to do Insidious, The Red Door. I want to do Talk to Me. And then the final will be a horror TV show to be revealed the day of. Rock and roll, guys.